Namo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. For our Dharma readings, we've been reading a book called The Body, Dhamma Reflections on Aging, Illness, and Death by the nuns of Amaravati. And right now we're in a Dhamma talk by Ajahn Sundara called Old Age, Sickness, and Death. It's also important not to indulge in endlessly pampering the body. You should understand how it works, but if you are obsessed with the body, you will actually make it sick, because the obsession will become worry, and that won't help much. So we need to remember that falling sick is not unnatural. The body does get sick. Some people believe that if you think the right thoughts all the time, you will never fall ill, but you're still at the mercy of bugs and weaknesses in the body, and of organs failing, not necessarily because you have been thinking a certain way. Of course, if you think in a negative way for too long, this will affect the body. But sometimes the body just fails because it is part of nature, like a tree. A tree's leaves fall every year, and eventually an old tree falls down, but not because it was depressed or worried. It hasn't suffered from stress or mismanagement. Falling down is just its nature. At some point it gives up. This is something for us to reflect upon. Sometimes we do create the conditions for aging more rapidly or falling ill, but in any event, we age naturally because we are part of nature. Sickness is not a personal problem. You don't need to feel bad about being ill. The Buddha says we are of the nature to fall sick, and we haven't gone beyond sickness. If we haven't been ill yet, this is a cause for appreciating our good health and the good health of others, feeling a sense of mudita, appreciation, instead of complaining that we don't have the right food, the right conditions, or the right job to be healthy. A mind that is always complaining will certainly make you sick, but if you appreciate what you have and receive at each moment, that can sustain you. Even if it doesn't sustain the health of the body, at least it can sustain the health of the mind. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.